Okay, everyone, my name is Denny Lytle. I decided to make a YouTube channel, and this is going to be my first video. What we're going to be doing today is talking about pictures I took of Washington Park on film. I used Gold 200 on a Canon AE1. Some information about Washington Park: it's in Albany, New York, and it's not much, but it's everything to me. And so we're going to get to see some photos today, approximately 34 photos, and we're going to edit them and judge them and see what works best. First, let's select some photographs that we feel are important. This is just my car, but it's a nice picture. I like this one. So we'll star it. I mean, there's plenty of good pictures in here. It's just like, what's worth looking at? Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, a little bit of a different shot. We're going to come back to that later. Alright, we got our 5. Of course, you know, like this is something I edited earlier. We can go ahead. I just don't know if it's a 5-star rating, but we'll go ahead and put it in there. So we have our 5-star ratings. That's 12 photos. So let's get into it. Bring up the exposure a bit, but we want to keep the sky. Up the whites. At this point, I recommend just hitting fast forward and seeing the process. Down the blacks, add some contrast. Before, after. As you can see, there's a lot more bright here. What might be interesting is to add linear gradient right here. reduce the exposure. So we're going to scratch that idea. Leave it as it is. Clarity reduce. Make it more dreamy. Texture. You really don't need too much texture in the trees. I'm not a fan. So we're going to reduce that. Maybe like -10. I might try out what this clarity looks like. -5. I did already use a Pro Mist filter, so it adds a little bit of a dreamy look. I'll put that in the link below. Ooh, the dehaze does bring the sky back. So this is what we'll do. We'll do like 25. And then bring down the clarity a little bit more. Let's do a snapshot. And then we get to the most important part, the S-curve. Let's make this movie-esque, like up that. Down these shadows. It's about what? I'm not sure. We'll try something like that. Maybe a little bit more up. Let's see here. Might just do that. And what we're gonna do this and this, so we have a starting point. Do we want these shadows? That's the question. I think we do. Go up like that, maybe down here. Right there, we go down. So right about, like, do you want to lose the detail and mat it out, or do you want the detail? That's the question. Does it have any significance? So we're gonna do 15 for now. Let's see. See if we can tell the difference. See a huge difference just with the S-curve so far. Now, do you want these midtones to go down or up? Or stay the same? I'm going to bring them up. These highlights, let's keep them down. Right? But this highlight is different from the sky. So let's just see where this highlight is. We want it to go down. So down, down, down we go. Right about there. And then let's take this highlight and bounce it back up. Add some contrast. See? Or we can see what it looks like down. Do you want to matte the whites or do you want to brighten them up? This one gives it a more like digital look, which I'm not crazy about. So I'm thinking we should just stick it right here. Let's see what we got. So you got before and after. Before and after. I think it's looking pretty good. The only thing I'm thinking about doing is playing around with the saturation and vibrance. Maybe something like that. Right? Or this. What do you think, guys? Or the original? Let's do this one. What also might be good is some color grading. There's a sunny day, so let's add some sun. I think some green will be good. $10. And then the highlights, we'll do blue. Not much of a difference, see? So in these cases where there's not much of a difference, my gut tells me just to stick with the original. So we're going to do exactly that. Another one. Alright. So this one came out pretty good straight out of the camera. Might want to up the textures on this, but not everywhere, right? So what we're going to do is add the brush. Where's texture? 20. Looks good. Right. Maybe for the rest of the image, what we'll do is this. We'll reduce the texture in the back here. -20. It's hard to tell the difference, but I think there is. See, this is where it gets hard. Everything is practically already where it needs to be. Alright, so what we're going to do here is play around with the lighting of things. So what do you think, guys? For better or worse? Definitely more contrasty. Get up these lights. Maybe just the darks. Definitely the lights. want to up the shadows just because I don't want to draw too much attention to what's going on. So we'll do like 10 there. Highlights are honestly what are making this photo, giving it light. So let's do this. See, when I start doing the same thing and not getting a different result, I think that means I'm doing something right. So, yeah, see, these are practically the same. Got this, this, this. Wow, what a difference. Nice. I already edited this one. But what I want to show you is the question of to crop or not to crop. Alright? To give you a little before and after. Some people might say the before is better too. I could definitely see the appeal of it. But to crop or not to crop. Now it looks perfectly fine with the original composition. So this brings out the light pole in the middle more, but is it all that important? As important as, say, these branches coming down. So I'm gonna leave it as is. Edited already. Import. Edited. Okay, the importance of highlights and whites. Let's see if I can demonstrate that. Not on this one. Honestly, this one doesn't even deserve a 5 anymore. I'm not sure why. You get the light coming in here and a valley. But something's off. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Alright, let's edit this one. I think it looks pretty good as is. But maybe some You either look for a less contrasty look or a more contrasty look. To begin, let's do like less contrast. Shadows. It's already pretty shadowy. But let's start right about here. Blacks. Feeling 20 up. Whites. We could go down and then bring up highlights. That is what will pull this together. It's the highlights and the shadows. About 30. 4 after. It's not much difference. Which is honestly a good sign. Ooh, so some reduced clarity definitely adds dimension to it. Let's leave the texture alone, but let's look at this. Thinking like maybe -20, you know? And then doing this. Brush. Maybe some of these tree branches here. And adding some clarity. Not much now, but maybe 8. You know, I think that looks good. I used to be a perfectionist and like try to get just the pole instead of, you know, what's around the pole, but I feel like that gave it an unnatural look. So just giving it a rough brush could work wonders. And see, it's not even that noticeable, but to me it is. See, this is where things get interesting. You can change the image with the S-curve. So let's try it. Right? See, that looks shitty. Excuse my language. But see something like that. Again, highlights pulling this together. Something like that. For this, I like the second one better. What a difference. Let's see what we got with the import. Yeah. Could be better, could be worse. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. I kind of want to bring down the highlights just a tad. Bring up the lights. Bring down the shadows, because like I said, the lights and the shadows are what's making this photo. See if that did anything. So yeah. I think it looks good. Before, after. This one I edited already. But you guys can help me out here. This is one edit. This is another. Can you guys see the difference? The difference is in the focus. What's important here? Are these trees in the back here important? Because they're not here. They are here. So what we could do is add a tiny bit of contrast within the leaves. Right. Doesn't make a huge difference, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, fresh image for you guys. Let's figure out what's important here, the highlights or the whites. Highlights are important because if you bring them down, you can get more detail from the image, particularly in this section here. But it kind of mutes an image and takes away its light. But the whites just affect the contrast, the differentiation between the blacks and the whites. I'm not here for segregation, by the way, so what do I want to do? I kind of like the detail, but it's already emerging. So if we just bring down 50, up the whites, you have something like that, which I think looks better. You could even do it more. About there. Let's compare. Something like that. What we did before. Right? Okay. So for an image like this, where we're trying to bring out information in the highlights, you want to bring down the highlights, bring up the whites. These shadows here, I kind of want the information, but at what cost? So we'll try to do it like about there. And then to balance out the flat look, we'll bring up the blacks for now and address it later. We'll get our contrast, don't worry. We'll get our contrast. Maybe even in the dehaze. About right there. See? Told you get that contrast back. Kind of want to reduce the clarity in the back, but remain it in the front. So what we're going to do is brush, make it big, paint, and we'll reduce the clarity. About right there. Texture, about the same, right? And back here, we'll actually turn the clarity up. Not like crazy though, not like that. Actually, you know what? We'll take the brush. Go here, all around here. Turn up that texture. Clarity. There you go. What's interesting that I didn't know before is you could add an S-curve within it. But we don't need to do that. What we do need to do is figure out how do we want these shadows, particularly right here. So we're going to bring them up. Kind of bring down. Matter of fact, let's do this instead. See the difference? We're going to add some contrast here. Screenshot that. What do you think? Reset this. Kind of like it the way it is. I don't know. Kind of like this version. What we could do is add even more of this, right? Yeah. Bring this up just a tad. There you go, guys. Boom, boom. Looks like we're working towards the original, honestly. Or the original. What we could do, add some contrast. See how close these two are. Let's look at what point do we even make a difference. Well guys, I'm stuck. This one or this one? Can I say it isn't easy? I'm curious though, what if you mess around with this? Let's go ahead and make these highlights orange. Nah, let's keep them blue. Right about there. 5. But we'll make everything else orange. Yeah. Maybe go down like 15. And then the blues. Something like that. I think it looks good. Okay, I edited this one, and a bunch. You guys can see I'm conflicted. I think this looks better. So sometimes the process is just figuring out what works best. And apparently, this photo works best. This is the before. No, this is the after. This is the before. Added some purple in the shadows, red in the midtones to bring out the leaves, and blue in the highlights to balance it out and imitate the sky. That's the S curve. Didn't do much to it, but I did do some to this. And I brought the highlights down, the whites up. So we're getting through it, guys. We're getting through it. So apparently I added this one as well. It's looking pretty good. There's some things I want to work on here. It looks like I masked this to get what? Up the texture. Okay. With clarity. Honestly, I don't really want the texture in the tree. So let's do that. Let's do that. Go ahead, do that. Clarity. Now we can maybe do this. Be good. But not so much the texture. Now what I might do is add brush. Wait, hang on. Create new mask. Brush. I want to see something here. We're going to use the light as this S curve. Get this tree in shape. Right. Boom. What I might do is I might go back. Right. I might actually fade these blacks. Okay. So let's see what that looks like. Much better in my opinion. But I might go in and reduce the contrast so it matches in with the rest of the image. You know. But we'll leave it, actually. Let's go in here and see if we want to flatten out these. See, that just makes it too contrasty. Kind of like the detail in the shadows, you know? See? Too contrasty. But if we go up, maybe like so. Right about there. How's that look? Yeah. Yeah. What we're going to do is add a slight, There you go, folks. Alright. We got this one. This one we can have some fun with. Right off the bat, I think I'm gonna open up this road here. Basically midtones. Right. We'll take the shadows, bring them down. Bring up these. Yeah, bring this up there. And yeah, we want to bring up this part. Right. Bring this up some more. I often have people tell me that my work looks like a fairy would live in it. Maybe that's what I'm going for. So yeah, just with the S-curve, get something like that. What I could do, why don't we bring up these shadows more? Or I'll tell you what, we can bring the shadows up here. Right, 52, and then bring them down here. About 40. What I'm going to do is go back, make sure that we don't have to make things worse. I think that looks like pretty good progression. What I'm curious about is we don't really need the shadows, do we? Because they're not important. So maybe we should just go with the original. Get up the blacks. Up in the blacks, kind of up some midtones. So we do that. And down the shadows. About right there. Highlights. Where do you want? Right about there. But what we want to do now is drop them in the contrast chart. This is causing way too much disruption. Or do we? So we want to up the lights and down highlights. I think so. Alright, let's try it out. Use -20. Ooh. I don't know about that. Maybe down the darks and up the shadows. Not a bunch though. Just something like that. Boom, boom. What do you think, guys? It looks pretty good. Or you can do something like this. Wait a sec. No, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get much better than that. But we could bring down these highlights. Let's see what that looks like. What do you think, fellas and ladies? I'm gonna go with this one. No, this one. What I'm gonna do is go in here. Just bring it down. No, I'm not. Well, moving on. Alright, last one. What we need is to get these greens popping, which would require contrast. I know I keep saying it over and over, but it is the name of the game. So I think upping these shadows kind of does it justice. Up these highlights. It's gonna be the highlights and reducing the midtones that make this photo. So far just with the S-curve. Delicious. So you don't want to do that because you're going to lose all that detail in there. Might do a more digital look and see what I can ascertain. Something like that. Or regular. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Now, we got these lights in the background. What we're gonna do is get some more information, right? To me, it makes it look more natural too as well. So we'll go like -45. Up the whites. Something like that. But I'm also thinking we could push it even farther with the highlights. Yeah. What do you think, guys? Tough decisions, I know. What I might do is this. Because there's some highlights right here that I don't want to lose. See that? See that? So then do like that. I think that's the best of both worlds. And that'll be that. So we're making along, making our journey. I don't want to ruin the shadows that we've worked so hard for. We could down the blacks just a tad. Yeah. Alright, let's go over here, make some final adjustments to the S-curve. Lights, camera, action. So what's interesting is with this part, we down the lights, right? We down the midtones. Now we're going to dial them back in. I think what I'm going for will work pretty well. So as you can see, we're doing almost the opposite of what we did on the original S-curve. Boom. So you notice how the focus becomes way more on the tree in the middle? Now what I would like to try to do is bring down these highlights more, right? And then if we want to bring them back, we just go in here. See what that looks like. Notice the difference? Alright. I don't know how I feel about this back here. It's just a pole, but let's see if I can do this. And if that makes the image any more or less appealing. It's difficult because I don't know. Bring this up. Something like that. What do you think, guys? Is that a good crop? Not much of a difference, right? Or do we want to move it down? Let's see what happens now. Something tells me this is not right. Yeah. But what I'm thinking is if we use this, maybe it'd be best to put it right in the middle here. Yeah, I mean, they're both good. Let's go with this one. Alright. Now, what do you guys think we could do next? Do you think we need to adjust a specific part of the tree? Because this is what I'm thinking. Notice how this clarity makes a huge difference and makes it more fairy-like. What if we did that? Right, like -10. But then go in here, brush it up. Yeah, get that brush in there and add clarity. Yeah. Now, should we mess around? Probably not. Alright. Nicely done. Okay. And that is editing 12 photos of Washington Park. As you can see, I can edit for hours, and the difference in quality is subjective. This brings into question, does editing film make it better? For me, it does. Sometimes the image I get back isn't the final product I have in mind. Yes, it makes for a wonderful starting point, but it's not what I sometimes envision as an artist. What makes a good picture? I don't know. The most basic answer I can think of is if it elicits an emotion or a thought. And I think these photos do that for me, but what about you? Highlights and whites. Bringing down the highlights brings out more detail, and the whites increase the contrast. That's what you need to know, that's most important, but be careful bringing down the highlights, as it can bog down an image and make it look flat. Minor adjustments can change an image. Don't underestimate and underutilize the S-curve. Most of the time when I edit, I start with the S-curve. As you can see, I don't even mess with the color. The color will find itself when you use the S-curve. To crop or not to crop, it's a good question. With the image of the pole and the dirt trail, I felt each crop told a different story and at the same time didn't impact the quality of the image. Being indecisive, I lean towards the original but don't count out on a good crop. Maybe that's a video I can discuss more in the future, but I know this is a long one. Thanks for sticking it out, and I hope you join me in for the next one.